So if you're uncomfortable being on video, or you do not want your likeness or image in this video, please let me know. We are recording for the purpose of being able to reshare this info session on YouTube for those who were not able to attend. So, all right. All right, you guys aren't chatting today, huh? If you just got in the room, if you're familiar with Google Meet, some of you may not be. Definitely hit that chat bubble and just let us know your name, maybe what city you're representing, what business or organization, either what brings you here today, or maybe something you aspire to do or manifest business-wise this year in 2025. I also want to point out, as we're going through this presentation, feel free to drop any questions in the chat. We will have a few minutes once we conclude the info session to be able to answer any questions that you may have. But I do get sometimes things leave us. So if you have a question, don't feel like you're interrupting or anything like that. Just go ahead and drop it in the chat for us. All right, I'm going to take a sip of my water and then I'm going to get started, y'all. Rochelle, can you watch the room to admit anyone just in case I'm not really paying attention? It's hard for me to multitask when it comes to tech stuff. Oh, good. I'll just keep an eye on it. It's no big deal. We have Topaz in the house. Hey, Topaz. Topaz actually joined us and was on the team last year for our Bronx edition. So we're excited to see some familiar faces in here. But this is going to be a very quick info session. It's not really designed to go in depth. We will be providing links and additional supplemental materials for you to be able to refer to on your own. And then you always have an open channel to myself or anyone on the team to be able to ask questions either during this session or even after the session via email. You can slide into our DMs on social media as well if there's anything that you need answered quickly. So, cool. All right, so without further ado, we're going to get started. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. I have this whole slideshow set up improperly, so forgive me. We're going to be a little ghetto with it really quick, but either way, it's mwah. I also want to point out the photos that are in this slideshow are not stock photos. We're really proud of the photographers and videographers and all the talent we've been able to work with. And they've been able to do some amazing things capturing the event for us. So I just want to give them their props. Rob Epstein and also Kelly Burkhart in Philly, Rochelle Sanchez, who is also our co-founder, does a lot of our photography and videography out in the New York scene as well. So shout out to y'all. So if you're in this room, it's because you want to know more about the 2025 Exhale Tour, and we are here to give you all the information and some on the tour. We are all about community, wellness, and joy. That is what we were founded on. It all starts there. There are lots of events and things that are happening in the cannabis community, and a lot of it is business to business. And we felt like this was an opportunity to really help not just our community connect with one another, but also the amazing businesses and brands out there. We center LGBTQ, Black-owned, Latina-owned, women-owned businesses in all of our productions. They take priority, and we're really proud to be able to do that for a number of reasons. So, what we're going to be doing today is going over the mission and the intention behind the tour, as well as our 2024 tour stats. We just want to keep you guys up to date on where we are and what our impact was last year. We're also going to review a few demographics for those of you who are interested. I know we have some potential sponsors and partners and things like that, and you may be interested in that information. Again, we will be providing supplemental material to you to ask more or to answer more of those detailed questions that you might have after we go through the slideshow. We're also going to be reviewing opportunities to work with us for the tour. There's so many different ways to get involved. Sky's the limit. We are still in the production planning of it. So this is the perfect time for you guys to plug in with us, maybe consider some offerings that you may have and different ways that you may want to work with us for the tour. We're also excited, and we're going to touch a little bit on our first annual 2025 Gaia Awards, which are taking place both in Philadelphia and New York. Our goal is to do this in every city we actually do the wellness and day party in, and we want to honor those local activists and community organizers and people who are really involved with pushing the needle forward when it comes to cannabis legislation and decriminalization and social equity, and then also the interconnectedness of community. So we'll get into that in a little bit. And then last but not least, of course, we're going to talk about the next steps. If you do feel that you are interested and this is a step that you want to take, or you want to find out more information and schedule a one-on-one, we'll give you instructions on how to do that as well. Any questions so far? Good to go? All right, cool. All right, so who we are. We actually started off in Philadelphia 3 years ago. So we're going into our third year of putting on the Exhale production. We're really proud of that. It seems like just yesterday, Rochelle and I were like, hey, this is the thing that we need, let's do it. And then now here we are 3 years later, and we're really excited about and thankful for the community feedback that we've gotten. We do this tour in different cities, so it's been awesome to work with different organizers and promoters and community organizations to offer each of those communities something specific and tailored to what it is that they need, be it education and training. We also raise funds for mutual aid and things like that. So we're really excited to see what voids we can possibly fill this year in the communities that we're working in. But who we are, we're a community day party and wellness series bringing visibility to plant medicine and the decriminalization and destigmatization of cannabis in communities of color. I know it's a mouthful. We are proud to be Black and Latina and LGBTQ owned. The founders of Exhale are myself, Fame Neal, and then also my partner, Rochelle Sanchez. So again, we've been going at this for 3 years, and we wouldn't have it any other way. It's been amazing to see the growth, and it's been amazing to grow with you all. As I mentioned earlier, we prioritize social and community impact. So yes, we're a day party. Yes, we're a wellness event, but everything that we do is very intentional and with wellness and community in mind. So we're always thinking about, whenever we put our programming together, what type of impact are we looking for to have on the community? And not just what do we want to do within your community, but what needs do you have within your community? So again, the receptiveness to us, coming into these different localities and being able to work with these organizations has been amazing. We also prioritize health and wellness. So a lot of, cannabis events don't necessarily prioritize health and wellness, and not to say that always has to be a priority, right? We deserve to have fun and socialize and that just be the event, right? But we're very intentional about providing a space where people can feel welcome and can show up as their whole selves when engaging in community events and wellness events, which leads me to my next points, accessibility. We, of course, want to set our framework up to be accessible to the actual communities that we are in. Hence why we're always looking for sponsorships and things like that, because that helps us get our ticket costs down when we are able to do that. I am happy to say and proud of my community in that we have been able to fully fund this tour for the last 3 years just off of ticket sales alone, right? But as we grow and we want to bring in more production, more programming and things of that nature, more talent, naturally, in order to keep those ticket prices where they're at, we are always looking for sponsors who want to or share the same vision of having a community impact in the same way that we do. So one of the major things that I always like to touch on as well, and is a big part of the reason as to why we started Exhale, is because I was doing LGBTQ events in the city of Philadelphia for over 10 years. And, you know, cannabis for me is all about wellness. And I was finding that a lot of the cannabis events that were happening were not intentionally LGBTQ inclusive. And that's not to say that, you know, cannabis events have to have a rainbow flag at their entrance. Like, that's not what we're looking for. But we're looking for what we were looking for was spaces where people, no matter their sexuality, orientation, no matter what gender they identified as, no matter who they walked in, who their partner was, they would feel welcome. So that kind of ties into our overall philosophy that we all deserve access to wellness as our whole selves, not pieces of us that we leave at home. Anybody who comes through our door, we want to feel like family. So hopefully that is what you feel when you attend our events. Anyone who's attended, feel free to hop in and say, you know, or to give a little feedback on your experience as far as being involved with Exhale these last couple of years, or even drop it in the chat. But people have lots of great things to say, and we're really proud of that. We do surveys, follow-up surveys and things like that. And most, if not all, of the feedback has been great. And the number one thing that we're looking for when it comes to the feedback from our events is that people feel safe, right? That if people feel safe at our events, then we've done our job. So any feedback on any of this, definitely feel free to let us know ways to improve the event. We are all ears, because this is a community function, right? It's not for us just to come set up shop and tell you this is how we're doing things. We really like to be immersed in our communities. So for this next slide, I'm just going to go over some tour stats from last year. Last year, across the entire tour, and we did Miami, Philly, and New York, we had around 1,000 registrants, which we're really excited about. That includes our vendors and exhibitors as well. Our website, our ticketing pages got over 10,000 combined site visitors across all of the different platforms that we were on. So, you know, we work really hard behind the scenes, sometimes too hard, to make sure that not only is our event getting visibility, but our partners and our sponsors and anyone and the brands that are involved also get that visibility. So we like to say we do a good job at showcasing everyone and all of the talent that's involved on our ticketing pages where people go to find information. We had over 65 exhibitors involved in the tour last year. And these exhibitors, again, we prioritize, and I want to say I'm pretty certain all of them were either Black, Latina, fall under the BIPOC category, or were LGBTQ or women identified. So again, we're super excited about that. To be able to be very intentional about the vendors and partners that we work with, because we don't get enough visibility as it is, right? So I think it's our job, and we've taken on that duty to make sure that you guys are able to participate in these events, because there's a lot of gatekeeping going on in the cannabis community, and especially when it comes to finances and things like that. So again, our goal is accessibility all the way around, from our guests to our vendors and exhibitors. We were able to award 3,000 in micro business scholarships over the tour last year. So that's basically, you know, vendors and other people who wanted to be involved with the tour but could not financially access it. We did have a pot of funds set aside to be able to give out discounts and complimentary vendor spaces and things like that. So again, to keep these things going, these wonderful things going, sponsors definitely come in handy because it allows us to have more freedom when it comes to creating accessible events for you all. And then we also were able to work with 8 different Black and Latina wellness providers in the communities that we were in. Again, which we're extremely proud of. We don't just talk the talk of wellness and BIPOC communities. You know, in our communities, we need to be able to connect with those BIPOC wellness providers as well. So it was very important. And again, that word intentional, we were very intentional about making sure that the providers that we brought in for you all to connect with were BIPOC or Latina identified. All right. So just a couple more stats down at the bottom there. So our Instagram, again, these are some demographics. These are things that you guys can look up, but our extended network across all of the networks that we're involved with, mailing lists that we have access to, social media blasts and things like that. Amongst all of our partners, our extended network is over 54K reach, just to kind of put that into perspective for you. All right, so now we're going to talk about the vibe. We did like kind of like the gist, the overall of Exhale. So now I want to talk about what to expect at the actual event. And we actually have some new items on here, which I'm excited to talk to you guys about. So first and foremost, we implement wellness programming. That's anything from sound baths to meditation. We also have a wellness market that occurs during the actual event. So people can shop vendors, they can interact with different exhibitors. We'll also have different workshops and things like that happening during the event. Last year, we did our paint therapy. We're looking to do that again as well. This year, which we're really excited about in Philadelphia specifically, we're going to be partnering with the women of Puff and Pose. So that is in Philadelphia. They've been doing their own thing for some years now. They have an amazing event, and they're actually going to be joining us in Philadelphia. Coach Shay will be there doing the sound bath, who's actually involved with Exhale last year as well. And they're going to be doing an hour of instructional yoga and meditation and things. So we'll be updating our event pages with that information as soon as we solidify some things. There will be wellness workshops. This year, we're also partnering with Quintessential Therapy, AKA the Spiritual Bodega, to actually do a Let It Burn sage bundling workshop, just to give you guys an example of the types of fun workshops and things like that that you guys can bring to the table if that's your thing. So we're really excited about some of this new programming we're doing. And you're also going to get a free, guests will get a complimentary manifestation journal as well with that. So I tell you guys these things so that you can kind of like get your wheels turning on like, hey, I do this, maybe this would be good for this, or for the event. The worst response you can get is no, and that's not even a bad response really. It's okay, what can we do together, right? So if any of these things strike a chord with you and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I have like a workshop I might want to put on, feel free to reach out to us and send us your proposal. We will have guest DJs. So we are big on music and dancing and moving. The whole premise of Exhale is to exhale, right? So we ask that this be your designated time for you guys to show up for yourselves, show up for community, and really take time to yourself, really exhale, really reflect. And then also, of course, get some wellness implemented into your day, get some additional cannabis education, find out ways that you can become active in your community. So we really take a holistic approach to this event itself and addressing all of those areas. We also have entertainment-wise the flowers and poetry brunch. Of course we do. We're a cannabis event, so you know we're going to do the rolling contest. That's always fun. And then last but not least, the brunch and mimosa bar. So the brunch bar, if you've had it, is phenomenal. It is infused. We're also going to be overemphasizing our mocktails this year. We're, again, this is a wellness space. I love sipping mimosas, but we also want to give people the option to have just as colorful of a dry drink, right? So we want to make sure we're catering to that as well. So we just opened up our Mocktail Express tickets to be able to participate in that. And then, of course, we have the Gaia Awards. So we are going to be covering what that entails in a little bit. But the Gaia Awards, again, we're super excited about bringing that in. Oh, before I go down, June 1st is Exhale Philly, and June 28th is Exhale NYC. We are also looking to do an event in DC before the year is out. That is something that we have felt very strongly about and has been on our list. The main thing with Exhale is finding the appropriate venue. We do like to do this in legalized cities, if you will, where it's at least medicinal, which is a lot of the US right now. But these are just some things we consider. So if you're interested possibly in us coming to your city and you have resources and things that you or people you'd like us to connect with, definitely feel free to reach out. We're on the road, we out here. So our 2025 partners, we're bringing back Outsmart NYC because we absolutely love them. I don't know if Eric is on here right now, but we had a meeting with Eric yesterday from Outsmart. Shout out to the whole team. If you have been to an Exhale event or you were attended any in New York last year, Outsmart was there, the ones in the orange shirts. And instead of having security at our events, because we really don't like that policing feel for a number of reasons, we have representatives of Outsmart come out, and they're essentially like safety advocates at our event. So if there's anything going on, something, maybe you're feeling unsafe in any way, these are the people that you would go talk to. But if they're on here, they'll tell you Exhale is definitely the vibe. Eric said yesterday that it was the chillest event that he's ever attended. It's super chill. Again, our philosophy is creating a space of peace where you can feel at home. So a lot of the energy we attract, right, just happens to be really good, feel good, familial energy. And we're happy to say in all of the years we've been doing it, we haven't had any incidents or anything like that. But point being, Outsmart NYC, they're actually available for free trainings to actually come out and train bar staff, different patrons and things like that for how to create safe spaces in areas where people are consuming alcohol and or other drugs, right? So that's their whole shtick. The Highly Connected, I'm skipping over MCBA real quick. The Highly Connected app is, again, long-term partners. We absolutely love Krista and them over there. They have been wonderful at helping to promote the event. They are a tour sponsor. You guys can find information and opportunities, not just for Exhale, but so many other different cities through the Highly Connected app. So I definitely suggest, if you're not on there, and they do have a free version, that you get on there to find out about different opportunities that might be happening in your city. Last but not least, the Minority Cannabis Business Association. This is the first announcement that I'm actually making here with you all. We just recently became members, and they are going to be involved in some capacity with the Exhale Tour. You'll be able to get information on the MCBA, how to get involved. They have memberships that you can sign up for, which I highly recommend. But we're excited to connect our partners and our sponsors and our exhibitors with the MCBA and their resources. So we're excited to see where that takes us. So these are just a few of our tour partners. The list is still growing. We're still signing people up and getting them to sign the dotted line. But so far, so good. We're excited about how this has started out. So next we have opportunities. So these are different opportunities that we have. Again, this list is not all inclusive. The event itself, again, we're 3 months out. We're like exactly, I think, 94 days out. And there's so many ways that you can get involved. I can only think of so many things, but we are open for suggestions and creative collaborations, whether it's content leading up to the event or actually during the event. So definitely don't hesitate to reach out if you have an idea. We're open in that way. So we, of course, have opportunities for vendors and exhibitors. And I'm going to be dropping the links for all of these applications and things at the end. So just because it's hard for me to multitask. So vendors and exhibitors, the vendor fee right now, I believe, and it's probably going to stay there, is $100 for a 6x6. So we have 6x6 and 10x10 spaces available. You can sign up to vend or exhibit without being a partner or a sponsor. So all of these opportunities, they can be, you can take advantage of them collectively or a la carte, as they say. We are also looking for wellness practitioners, community healers, cannabis and herbology educators, plant medicine, whatever you want to fill in there, because it's not just all about cannabis. Cannabis is kind of like the gateway into the plant world for me. But if you are an educator on things other than cannabis that have to do with plant medicine, we would be happy to have you as well. Community health resources. So maybe you're a nonprofit and there are resources that you want any of the communities and that we're working in to know about you. We would be happy to have you involved, all the way from having your information on our community resource table to even possibly having you involved on, on a higher level. What else do we have? Stage sponsors we're looking for, giveaway sponsors. So maybe the sponsor levels, which again, we're going to send you that information later. Maybe the sponsor levels aren't for you. That's totally fine. There are other ways you can get your business or brand involved that are more affordable and accessible for you, right? So if you're interested in, donating products for giveaways and things of that nature, that's another way that you can get involved. We're also looking for promotional partners. So for promotional partners, this can be anyone from an individual, someone who is not affiliated with an organization and things like that, because we have our paid promotion opportunities. Or this can be an organization. But either way it goes, you're able to earn cash and things like that for your organization or for yourself as an individual by promoting the event and selling tickets. So again, we'll be sending you more details on that later. But it's a great way to earn cash for your own organization in working with us through partnerships, right? Because we're all trying the fun things right now. And, again, it's another way to kind of have like a secondary income for your organization for this particular event. But people can earn anywhere from $5 to $7 per ticket sale flat by actually becoming a promotional partner. We're also looking for event curators and organizers who already have, you already have your thing established, but maybe some of what we do, our mission, resonates with you as an organization. We are happy to collab. We're happy to cross promote events and things like that. Just reach out. All right. And then, of course, we're looking for media partners. So that is anyone from bloggers, to podcasters, writers. If this is the type of content that you're looking to write about, get more information about, if you're looking to immerse yourself in these local communities, especially when it comes to finding out more about, what's really good on the ground level when it comes to cannabis legislation and how it's impacting our communities. This is a good opportunity for you to be able to come out, set up shop, and really get that community engagement and involvement. All right. So we did go over some of these other ways to get involved. We talked about hosting a workshop, wellness demos, live podcasting, and then giveaways and hosting games during the event as well. Now, when it comes to the workshops, we can co-host a workshop for you. So what does that mean? That essentially means we host your workshop on our event ticketing page. We sell tickets for you. We don't take anything off the top aside from whatever processing fees that goes through our payment processor. But other than that, you fully get the workshop amount. And we're essentially helping you promote your workshop is what's happening. So if you're already doing a workshop, it's like having your workshop at Exhale and we're helping you sell the tickets for it, if that makes any sense. And no, you don't have to pay any type of fee or anything like that to be involved. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely let us know. All right. Press passes, we do have press passes available. However, you do have to send credentials and things like that, or else everybody would say they were press, right, to get in. So you do have to send credentials and a few samples. We ask for 2 to 3 samples of some press coverage that you have done yourself or collaborated on. We would be happy to have you, and we'd be happy to set up interviews and things of that nature, not just with the co-founders, but also with any organizations that are going to be there, any legislators or community activists that we have. We will make sure that you are knowledgeable of who's going to be attending, so that you can prepare yourself to come in, do interviews, things like that. Now, the Gaia Awards. So the 2025 Gaia Awards is celebrating women in cannabis and wellness, and not just women, but also non-binary individuals. But nevertheless, the nominations are open until March 30th. The guidelines for nomination are very minimal. You have to be, I'm pretty certain you have to be 21 and up. Sorry, y'all. It's written on it's written on the nomination form, but it's a 21 and up thing. You have to identify as woman or non-binary. We ask that you do service in either Philadelphia or New York City. Again, we're hoping to extend this to other cities as we move along, but those are the 2 that we're taking nominations for currently. We're really excited to be able to present this award. We've already started getting nominations in, and you can self-nominate. So don't be shy about self-nominating. Don't wait for somebody to give you your flowers, okay? Sometimes it's just a matter of filling out a form. You're gonna get your flowers. So again, nominations are open until March 30th. After that, we will then announce the nominees, and then voting will take place online. Unlike a lot of the other award ceremonies that you see advertised online and as you're browsing social media, we do not charge any type of registration fee to our nominees. We do not charge you all to vote or anything like that. It is a very simple and open and transparent process. We just want to get you guys recognized for the work that you're doing in your community. So again, self-nominate out there, y'all. All right. So next steps. So as for next steps, obviously, depending on what you're interested in, you're going to be completing an application, which I'm about to drop a bunch of links on y'all. I'm also going to send it to your emails after the fact as well. So you'll have a breakdown of all the different forms and things you can do, make it super easy for you. So you'll complete the app. We will review the app within 3 to 5 days. Once we decide, if we decide that, you know, there is some type of synergy happening there, and we want to take steps to move forward, for vendors, you will get an email approving your application, and then you will also receive the payment link. For those of you who are looking to be more involved in the event via partnerships or sponsorships, you will fill out the application. It isn't 1000% required, but we do like to have that before we schedule a virtual meeting with you, right? It just kind of helps us have all of our ducks in the row and know who we're talking to. So we would ask that you do fill out the application if it's not too much trouble, and then we're going to send you a virtual meeting link to schedule a meeting with you so you can ask more in-depth questions about how your organization or business fits into the grand scheme of things. So again, yeah, wait to be contacted. We're either going to email you, well, we're definitely going to email you a link to schedule the virtual meeting, or we're going to send you an approval notice. So unless you need a meeting, unless you want a meeting with us, once you've been approved via email, you will then look for next steps after your approval. So make sure you're checking back for updates. We are famous for ending up in junk mail. Unfortunately, we try to do everything we can to not end up in there, but we're in there sometimes. But also don't hesitate to just send us a quick email. Hey, I filled out an application, just wondering the status. We will not feel like you're bugging us or anything like that. It will not hurt your application. If anything, it's going to convey your eagerness to be involved with the event. So don't hesitate to reach out. We are, again, about 94 days away from the tour. So there's going to be pretty quick turnaround because we like to make sure that we're getting you guys advertised and making sure that, in our press releases and things like that, you guys are all present in there. So nothing should take too long. If a week goes by and you hear something from us, something's probably wrong. We're probably in junk mail. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for being here tonight. I thought I could get that done in 30 minutes, but I couldn't. So I apologize. But either way, I think I did pretty good. I want to open the floor now to you all for questions. And if you're a little shy, I'm going to actually just take a peek into the group chat. Feel free to drop your question in there if you don't actually want to verbalize it. But yeah, feel free to unmute yourself if you have any questions. And I'm going to take a look in this chat really quick just to make sure. Oh, let's see. Angelina. Angie. We love Angie. Angie hooked us up for the our Miami event. We catered it ourselves that time. And Angie hooked us up with some cannabis butter that was out of this world. And it supplied the entire brunch. We have KG in here. Guys, get to know these people in here. There's some amazing, amazing folk. And that's another thing that we're really good about when it comes to this event is really keeping people connected afterwards. Many of the people who we've worked with initially continue to work together and collaborate and do events together. So that's been amazing to see. We have the Healing Collective in here. Hey. Shawneen. Shawnene's always looking out. Say what's up, Shawneen.
Hello.
All right, Josh, we'd love to know more about the sponsorship award process from the past year. I think it's a great way to give back to the community. Also, who is a dream collaborator for Exhale? Dream collaborators. Again, if you guys are in alignment with our mission, which really is of being community oriented and being inclusive, you are our dream collaborators. It's really hard to find authentic brands and organizations out there that are doing the work for the right reasons, I'll say. So yeah, if community is your thing, then you are definitely a dream sponsor for us and or partner. But it looks like we don't have any questions. I'm going to do what I said and drop in. Whoops. I'm going to drop in some of these links for y'all. Just give me 1 second. I have a million windows open. I'm figuring my life out. All right, here we go. So hopefully this doesn't come through jumbled because I do have it bullet pointed, but I know I might even do one at a time. Okay, so first things first. Let me drop in our sponsor application. So here's the sponsor application. And to your point, Josh, you had asked about the sponsor activations. You can actually see the sponsor activations, costs, and all of that stuff right here on this form, y'all. All right, so that's the sponsor application. I'm also going to add in bear with me, y'all, our vendor application. And our vendor and exhibitor application works well for brands who are trying to get visibility as well. Maybe you have products that you can't necessarily sell, but you are trying to get some visibility for your brand. This will be the perfect opportunity for that. All right. So we got sponsor, vendor application is right there. And then we also have a general interest form. So if you're not sure how you want to work with us, this might be a good form for you to fill out. And you can actually check boxes on there for some things that you may be interested in. And then also we have the Gaia Awards, which again, March 30th, those are due. The nominations for that. Now, is there anything that I did not place in this chat that you guys need information wise? I'm going to be sending over the tour decks for you guys with the presentation that we went over with today. I'm also going to be sending our one pager over to you all. Just some additional supportive info for you to be able to share and take back to your teams to be able to consider, whether or not you're going to be participating. So you can definitely expect to get that from us tonight. I'm going to make sure you guys get it. If you don't receive an email from us, if you didn't receive our email earlier that we sent out before the meeting, that's probably a sign that we're going to be going to your junk mail. So make sure you go over there and mark us as a safe sender, okay? And then other than that, we have our team orientation coming up on March 5th. So that's another info session. And that is going to be for our volunteers who want to get involved. And then also we have paid positions as well. So depending on the level of commitment or level of involvement that you want to have in the event, you can do anything from volunteering to, we also have a bartender position open. We have some other safety advocates and things like that. So definitely attend the team orientation if you want to find out more about our volunteered and our paid positions. But other than that, hopefully I was able to answer many questions for you guys about the tour. Hopefully I was able to help you organize your thoughts around your involvement as well. If you think of any questions that you may have afterwards, I'm going to pop in our email address, exhalesocialevents@gmail.com. And you can reach out to us there with any questions if something was unclear. If you know what you want to do, if you know you want to work with us or do a workshop, feel free to submit your proposal to that email address also. But with that being said, that concludes the Exhale 2025 tour info session. Thank you guys again for spending your evening with us. We really hope that this year we can get some more amazing organizations involved, and already it's looking up. We're excited about what's to come, and we're excited about 2025 and beyond. Rochelle can actually come over, say hello. This is the other co-founder.
Hey y'all.
Some of you have met Rochelle, but yeah, we're excited about this, and we're just working. We're working, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Josh is on here too. Josh, are you feeling well enough to introduce yourself? I know Josh wasn't feeling too well today, but some of you may have gotten emails about sponsorships from Josh, who is our growth consultant who we just brought into our team.
Hi, yeah, I am on the line. Great presentation to both of you. Fantastic job here. I'm just full disclosure to everyone, I'm very new to the community, but I've learned so much through this information session and one-on-ones with both Fame and Rochelle. So very exciting takeaways from here. I have a lot of notes, and I just look forward to bringing as much sponsorship and really enjoyment to these events. I really believe in the safe space that's been provided here, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'll definitely be in touch, and hopefully I'll see some familiar faces along the way.
Awesome.
Cool. Thank you, Josh.
So look out for Josh, y'all. Josh is a good time. All right. Anyone else? If you'd like to share, if you've attended any of our events and you'd like to share with the group some of your experience, feel free to do that. Hop on and let us know what's up. We're here, we're chilling, but that concludes the info session for the most part.
Thank you for your participation, everyone.
Yes, thank you so much. Oh. Good night, y'all. We love you too, Angie. All right.